Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Justin Herbert, week 2. The Chargers are rolling. Fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. All right, Justin Herbert, week 2, the Chargers. Justin Herbert is rolling. We're going to hit your boy Ladd down here to the bottom on a little sail, a little Kelsey sail, we'll call it. This is just an iteration of flood to the bottom. So many good things from Herbert in this game. Again, just one of the more, what's the best way to say this, like aesthetically pleasing thrower. Like the dude is just always balanced, massive human in the middle of the pocket, people draped all over him, driving this intermediate ball down the field, reading the corner. But again, we got someone around our waist here. We're driving that ball down the field. That's not a check down. That's not a flat. That's not a sit little hitch route over the ball. That's driving the ball down the field here. We can see post shift here. Shift from 2x2 to 3x1 is 1st and 10. We're going to motion the 1 down. They're going to stack it at the snap here. We're going to get what I'm used to calling an iteration of a flood concept. So this one, deep corner or pylon type throw. Then where the ball ends up going here on what I call a Kelsey sail. All that means is that it's supposed to look like probably a sail route or a corner like this. And then Ladd does a great job here of kind of turning this thing down or settling because he sees the corner. So the corner is getting depth. The corner is really trying to play 2, but he's got to stay over the top of this deep back pylon throw. And so when he sees the ball thrown, ripped right to him, he then kind of baseball spins out of that thing to make this thing a bit of a collision. But this is just a great job of seeing that corner at the bottom of the screen. C22, get depth, rip it. And again, you can see when he goes to throw this thing. He's throwing it right there. The space here is not a lot. You can see the black jersey kind of in that window. He rips that thing. It's just a great job of illustrating the arm strength, the torque, the power, the vision that really has kind of had Justin start this season at such a hot streak because so many of these throws down the field, not only are they big explosive plays, but they just, they're impressive with the velocity, the way he's throwing this thing, the way they're dialing this up from this offense. Fired up. Next one here, 3rd and shortish. We're going to work your boy Ladd again over the ball. This time we're going to start probably left to right. 1, 2, 3. If you can count to 3, you can play for me type of thing. It's one of those things also when you turn on the film and you see Keenan Allen at the bottom, I'm not sure if you would be able to take a shot here on kind of a quarters post alert. But one of those few opportunities where maybe, if you had to do it over again, you might take a peek at that. I totally understand why you wouldn't based on down and distance. I'm just saying the way it plays out, there is certainly a post touchdown opportunity here at the bottom of the screen. So we get that fast motion going. Again, you can see the post at the bottom, right? So what is this play? It's 3rd and short. So you're thinking, let's just get a completion here. Call a little stick route. Call this a little sit over the ball. And then this ends up being, post, glance, slant, whatever you want to say. I think at the snap, I would really only think about alerting this post versus probably quarters or 0. So, does this look like quarters to me pre-snap? No. It looks like they're, trying to present closed. That's not what happens post-snap. So it's just one of those things. And again, because your eyes are going to start over here, right? That's 1. This is 2, this is 3. It's going to be much harder to ever say, yeah, I'm going to get all the way back to this. You're certainly not going to do that usually on a 3rd and shortish. So not mad at the read at all. Love the situational football down and distance. Love seeing Herbert go through a read. Not necessarily surprised, but just nice evidence. Again, situational down and distance. Get into the red zone area. Look at him go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. On him. Let's go 1st down. Next one here, another 3rd down. We're going to faux the motion, end up in 3x1 again. Run what I'm used to calling like a swap short post up top with the 2 and the 3. It's not there. He's going to use his legs, take a big shot at the end of this thing, penalty. Now, a few things here. First, I think it's, if you're not going to throw it, I love the use of his legs. Obviously you want to protect yourself. Even though you get a penalty here, you don't want to be taking shots like this. Now, the other thing about it is because it's third and kind of longish, you got to really know where the sticks are. And so once you get kind of in that gray area, there's no excuse for the defender hitting you like that. Okay. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying once you know where the sticks are. So pause this thing once we know exactly where the sticks are. So the sticks are the line, right? You can see the sticks up top. So you got to get to the 25. I always think it's a lot harder running here to know where to go and then slide feet first. If you're close to it, it might be more dangerous to go head first, but I think you can almost sometimes better protect yourself in a collision situation because you can kind of like get down away from him with a little bit more body control than just sliding like you're trying to break up a double play. So that would be the thing I would, quarterback wise here, just protect yourself. And then what this actual play is, you see this play run across the league, all sorts of different variations. This, I'm used to calling this a two gather or a shallow gather. It's trying to really pull the inside defender, which I think is this guy on this play. So you'd like to pull that guy, and then you're going to run that kind of swap release or switch release, deep slant or short post. And really the ball's trying to get here. Could he hang here and put it on here? Maybe. They run it with an in down here to the bottom. Usually only call that if you think you're going to get two. It's often run with a comeback on the outside. So you would go one, flip your feet all the way around, two, and then you usually have this check wide over here, three, and sometimes this just flashes in your face. Normally it's run with a comeback up here too. That almost never gets thrown. I kind of like whatever they're doing here with this double stutter. So again, little wrinkles like this, I just think they're nice for this offense. Like before this year, I didn't associate innovative passing with what they're doing with, with the Chargers, Harbaugh. Certainly knew Justin Herbert's got the skill set to do whatever he wants, but I kind of feel like my guy Shane Day is sprinkling some creativity out there on the perimeter, and I'm a fan. I'm all for it. Also a fan of Justin Herbert protecting himself here. So know where the sticks are. Get down, protect yourself. Next one here, second down. We're going to end up catching a bunch of crossers. We're going to end up catching Keenan Allen on the switch release up top all the way along the back line. He's going to hit you with a mailbox. Justin does a great job staying on the run, extending, using his vision down the field to make sure he sees this and hits this. They make this look easy. It's not the easiest play in the world to be moving to your right, have something out of structure, flash in your face right there, throw a strike, back pylon, excellent. So again, when you have the type of routes that we've got going on here where we're essentially we've got multiple runaways. So we're here, we switch release up here, we're coming across, everybody is kind of staying on the run like this. You're probably calling this for some type of man coverage. So as soon as they play zone, so as soon as no one's running with any of these crossers, we're probably in trouble. So sure, maybe you could check it down, but if we're going to go extend, you've got to be able to extend and know your scramble rules, know your scramble landmarks. So don't like it at the top of the drop. There's nowhere to go. Where do you want him to go? Nowhere. Got to go create. You can see Keenan Allen here sees this space. Watch him throw that mailbox up. There it is. Arm up, mailbox, rip it, back pylon. Hell yeah. Excellent job. Just excellent scramble, efficiency, understanding space, moving with your quarterback. Again, no one's surprised that Keenan Allen has a great feel for what the quarterback is looking at, playing these scramble rolls. That's a hell of a job. Let's roll. Next one here, another touchdown pass. Johnson at the bottom. This is quite simply the best throw, maybe of the weekend. Maybe not Cam Ward touchdown, but this is right there. I mean, this is certainly an unbelievable throw. He makes this 50-yard thing look easy, look effortless. And this is a rip shot. It is a handoff of a deep ball. Again, on that deep angle, kind of back pylon type throw. I mean, that's so good. God damn it. It's so good. So what's going on here? We really kind of catch this corner trying to do too much. So what I'm calling here this deep angle pylon route. So set that thing deep and high. You're going to almost always pair it with some sort of crosser and some sort of in on the backside. And so really this corner, in any sort of middle field closed zone needs to make sure he's staying over the top of this thing. He's got to be getting depth here. And so he tries to get cute and drive this thing or squat on this thing at all. And Justin Herbert has the arm to make this throw and make this throw consistently and make it look easy. So watch the corner at the bottom. Look, he thinks he's actually going to run a crosser. You can see him point. So he's trying to tell the linebacker types, hey, crosser, crosser, crosser. So then he's trying to hunt up the guy coming across, not realizing that Johnson's coming back out deep to the same side he's on and probably responsible for. So, oh, God. And again, this throw, y'all, I can't overstate how impressive it is. It's in structure, just stretching the defense, absolutely pulling it apart, and it is on the money. I mean, he makes it look so easy. He makes it look kind of like a pat and go throw. Like just, oh yeah, bing, and it's just on him. Dot. Hell yes. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and doing it. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. You can check out all the courses over at theqbschool.com. Hop over there and enroll. Finally, please make sure to follow me across all the social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, second and long. We're going to rip the whole shot up top. This, again, just another ridiculously impressive throw. Love the footwork, the base, the rhythm, but then just the pure arm talent to be able to rip this thing. There's nothing easy about this to the wide side, second and long. You know, probably running a choice from the slot, just ripping that honey hole shot. And again, I don't think it's necessarily terrible coverage. Sometimes on these hole shots, you'll catch safeties out of position. But if we're talking about what I'm calling here a cloud corner, so a rolled up flat player corner, a half field safety, usually 2 or 3 yards away from the numbers. And then here's that slot, what we'll call a choice route. He settles up here. And where's that hole shot? So almost always outside release. And then right in that kind of 18 to 22 window. And again, this is to the wide side of the field, right? We're on the far hash. He makes it look easy. These are not easy throws, reads. Again, look when he throws this thing. I mean, he's nowhere close to by him. So as soon as he feels that corner squat, right there, he's got him. And then just certainly got the velocity to rip it right over there and not have the safety become a factor. You know, sometimes you'll see those balls get hung up or guys will hit like a 7-iron out there and just not have the gas. That's never a factor with Herbert. Next one here, we've got third and long. We're going to hit the number 3 up top on just a quick little dart. And there's a few things. First, we don't get the first, but we get close enough to go for it and get a big play on fourth. But there's a few things that I just really like about the play calling here. And again, the chuckling is not lost on me that it's coming from this offense. But if you watch the channel long enough, you've probably heard me say I'm a big fan of anything that keeps the wide receiver eligibles on the run on third down. So what I mean by that is I don't love, like in this instance, you could just as easily get a completion with a hitch. But that is a static route at the top. So you're going to catch it. Then he's going to have to restart his feet and everyone is going to be rallying to the ball. As opposed to this, where he's running that one-step dart here, you put it on him, and now he can go collision for a first down, keep his momentum going. So oftentimes, some of my favorite calls on third and longish are just slants. Because if you hit one, you've got a chance to make it fourth and manageable. So we've got triple slant up top, and we've got quick out to the bottom. Uncovered number 3, catch, put it on him. So again, he gets an extra what? He catches that at the 36. He gets collisioned at the 31, 32, and we're to the 29. So it's just, to me, it's my kind of third down offense. We're not running it here. We're not trying to kick a field goal. We're trying to get it, be aggressive. It's excellent job from Herbert. Fourth, and let's go. So the very next play, 4th down. We going to run it? Hell no. Play action pass. We're going to hit Keenan Allen on the backside in. So probably trying to get the ball to Ladd. You know, wouldn't be shocked if he threw that. But this is a really nice job. And coming from someone who watched a lot of Keenan Allen last year, he looks pretty good on the perimeter. I wouldn't say he looks like a burner, but he looks like he's getting in and out of his cuts. This is playing to his strength too, these kind of rolled cuts. But this is a beautiful job, probably trying to hit Ladd on the little crosser right there. And again, I wouldn't be shocked if he threw it, especially with 11's back turned right there. You could see him kind of putting that right off of his ear right here. And that's actually where I think he expects the ball to go, because he gives you a little mailbox here as he's running. But if this is 1 and we don't like it, then we've got 2 coming right into it. And we do like it. So again, just a beautiful job from Herbert. Big time situational down and distance football. No, yes. And again, y'all, that is a big time throw. Right up on his throat, 4th down the field. That's not like power pass throwing a flat. That's play action, down the field, take a shot. Not there. 1, yes, 2. So again, just really, and this offense is being aggressive. And this offense is throwing the ball down the field, leaning into Herbert's skill set. I mean, this is just big time football. You can see Ladd here throw up the hand right there. He thinks he might get it. No, yes. And again, just watch Keenan Allen as the number 1 up top. Watch this route at the top. So see him, he does a really nice job. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he keeps his speed through it. And that allows him to run away from the corner, kind of slow himself away from the corner, because he keeps his stride in that circle, in that rounded in cut. So now into the 4th here, this thing kind of falls off the rails a little bit. Now, it's not a true disaster, but it's definitely not as clean as maybe the first part of this game was for Herbert and company. Right here, I'm a big fan of this play. So this is probably a run to our left, their right, and he's got the opportunity to just raise up and throw a dart. There was a time where, geez, what year was it? It must have been 2002. This is really dating me. But Jake Delhomme came into a game versus the Bucks, who won the Super Bowl. We're at home. I'm on the Saints. And we ran this exact play, not from this exact formation, but this kind of backside slant, whatever run we want over here. And you can just, if you like it, you raise up and hit it. Now, I will say, I prefer this without this kind of weird, like Heidi ball fake thing. I actually prefer, in a perfect world, I think it's best where you would fake toss it here. Now, if it's not toss of a play, it's hard to fake toss it. But reverse out, put your foot in the ground, do a 4-step dance or a 2-step dance, and make that thing just look more natural. The ball handling here to me is not doing him any favors. I also don't love the fact that it's that tight of a split, because the ball just gets on you so quick. And again, it's not a perfect throw. Again, the ball handling is weird. Like the hide and go seek thing, I'm not a fan of. But again, could we catch it? Hell yeah, we could catch it. Again, I understand you got 57s unblocked. You got to navigate that edge. But this could be a big play on not a very difficult throw. It's certainly not our execution. And it's just not as easy here as we get into the 4th. So very next play here, 2nd and long. Again, triple slant. We're going to get heated up here with either 0 or kind of hot coverage. Again, I just very, very much appreciate the play calling here to be able to just raise up and throw triple slant to our left on the screen. Give the quarterback easy answers. Get the ball out of your hand. Make it look easy. He's got the answers to the test. Again, it's 2nd and long. It's not a good feeling getting the capacity to maybe get hit with 0 or hot coverage. All hot means to me, it's kind of defensive lingo where they're trying to present this like quarters. But in reality, true 0, this guy would probably be over here right inside, terrified of the post. It'd be more birds on the fence, where this is more like, the principles of quarters, even though it's true 0. That's kind of a crummy explanation of it. But it's not the traditional 0 look from a defense. You can see him kind of trying to hedge over there. But really, we've got all those options. Just a beautiful job from Herbert being able to kind of see it, get the ball out of his hands, stay within phase. So we missed the 1st down, kind of slant opportunity. We come back to triple slant. We get it to now 3rd and short. And I just love the vibe of this offense. The very next play, 3rd and shortish, probably the only, potential disaster play of the night for Justin Herbert. This probably should be an interception. There's nothing necessarily there in phase for him. although I'll probably point out the fact where I probably think the ball could go on time. But this is one of those ones where you're just lucky. Like, you're lucky that there's a reason why this guy plays defense. You're lucky that you probably throw a pretty hard ball with a significant velocity. But this is one of those ones where, we go create, and that's just a drop, right? I mean, that's a gift right off the face mask. Fortunate right there. So what's going on here? We've seen similar type play already in this game. We'll call this kind of stick-ish down here to the bottom. It could easily be a choice as well to Keenan Allen. It's 3rd and shortish. We're going to get this. Then on the backside, we've got Johnson coming across on that crosser. And then we've got our guy Ladd coming across, and I'll call an in route. Now, if we're playing this, probably what I would imagine is in phase for them or on time. This is probably 1-2 or vice versa. We're trying this. If that's not there and you feel that corner or top coverage come down, you're probably going here 3, back to that backside 4. So working essentially right to left. So, could we get to this backside in on time? Probably. That it's probably one of those things where I don't think I'd be surprised at all if, like, Matthew Stafford just ripped that thing on the 3rd hitch. Is it perfectly wide ass open? No. But could he make that throw? Probably. For whatever reason, he doesn't like it. He's now moving backwards, throwing across his body, and we're just fortunate right there that that's not an interception and really give the Raiders an opportunity to make this thing a game at the end of it. Because this is one of those ones where you just don't get opportunities like this. No. Oh, God. The very next play here, 4th and, we'll call it shortish. We'll call it 4th and 2. To me, this is power read, and this is just poor ball handling. It looks like potentially that the guy coming across 12 tries to take the ball. We're probably trying to keep this ball and run the quote-unquote power read. And again, Greg Roman just sometimes can't help himself. Can't help himself. So what is power read here? I'll go through it from the wide first. Here's that kind of quote-unquote bash, even though it's not true bash. That's who we're meshing with, right? So we're reading usually the C-gap defender. Okay, there's technically no one in the C-gap here. So I would bet that we're reading this player right here. So if he gets width, if he can tackle 12, then we are going to pull it and run Q power. So we got a lead blocker here, and Q power means that we're going to take this thing and we are going to follow the wrapping guard. So this player right here. Everybody up here is going gap down backer, so they're all coming down. And then the guard is wrapping around. He's essentially your lead blocker for that play side inside linebacker. And you see this play. This is a great football play. I'm not sure I would do it Justin Herbert in a game that you don't necessarily, are going to lose if we don't get this play. But you can see here just the ball handling's a little all over the place. The ball's on the ground. And again, normally I would say you're reading the C-gap defender. Well, technically, if the guy's coming down, it would be the D-gap. So if we're coming down here, I always prefer this with an arc block. But if we're going to come down here, then we are going to read this guy right here. He gets width. We're going to 2 shuffle, read this thing out. So give it to him if he can't tackle him. If he gets width at all, we're going to keep it. And then we are following the guard. And again, you only need to get to the other 49. Okay, you're on the minus 49. We got to get to the plus 49. And again, you can see how where this thing would hit, right? You get this tray double team 96 to 11. That's the tray double. And we would go right there. And the big guy would be, the right guard would be on 45, and we probably get a first. Tough. Then the last one we're going to show here, another 3rd down. We're going to get heated up here again, 0. We got a free runner right in our face. We're just a little bit behind the ball. And again, only those guys know what the timing of this is supposed to be. Keenan Allen runs this thing like a slant. I would bet this is more posty, kind of like what we saw earlier as far as timing wise. So usually there's that shallow gather, and then this kind of, is this triple slant? Is this quote unquote F post? What that means is, what are the steps? So is it a 3-step slant? Is it a 5-step slant? What is it? What is the timing of it? Because if it's quick game, it's usually 1-2 footwork, Again, we've got a free runner right in our face. So I love the fact that we have an answer. We just don't have the execution tethered to the answer. So the ball's coming out. He knows exactly where it's going. Again, 1, 2, 3. He's running 3-step slant. If that's the case, we just missed the throw. Ball's a little bit behind us because if we hit this, we got a chance for a massive play. Slant versus 0. Just can't quite hook it up. And again, there's a lot to like. Then things got a little bit harder in the fourth. Not quite as smooth. But man, I appreciate the aggressiveness and what this offense looks like. So that is a wrap. Justin Herbert, week 2, the Chargers, Greg Roman being aggressive. I love the play action shots. Again, Justin Herbert, elite arm talent. Just elite talent from the quarterback position. You tether that with what this offense looks like it's evolving into in real time as far as the aggressiveness, leaning into Justin Herbert's strengths, his ability to rip it down the field, whether it's deep pylon touchdowns, whether it's hole shots, whether it's getting through reads. It's a lot to like. It really is. It's pretty fun, locked in. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.